Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Gaskins here. Give me 1 second here. One second. Getting this here situated. Situated. Put this here on here. Copy link. Y'all give me a second here. Story. On YouTube. Link. Sharing this here to Instagram. Y'all forgive me. Just to let them know. Let old Graham know. Now I want to pop on here. As y'all know, the show coming on at 9 p.m. So that's an hour and 13 minutes. So I get off then so that if y'all have MTV, y'all will be able to watch it. Not sure what all happening on there tonight, but looks like they're doing the hypnotherapist. Now, I didn't know much about that, but as seeing the session is essentially, to me, it sounded like life coaching with your eyes closed. A lot of the same questions and things that, you know, y'all go through in the therapy. A lot of times the same type of questions come up in life coaching. Welcome to a new member here. So it's on MTV. I don't know if it streams on YouTube. I don't think so. But that'll be at 9 p.m. tonight. Had to step out of my comfort zone. You know, it's something different for me. First time being on TV, like in that role. I've been on a few other shows, but in other roles. But in that particular role, it's first time. And then, as you get a little older and you grow, pay your dues, end up possibly getting your own show where you could kind of run some things and really show your full personality and do things your way. But there's a good learning experience. And then also, to be honest with y'all now, with that, those shows, they pretty real. They real. A lot of time people be wondering about them shows, but like those shows, they real. This right here wasn't no scripting or anything like that, like I thought it would be. And then also some of the cast, they'll keep in touch with you after and still reach out to you. So definitely was some of the real connections on there. It's streams on YouTube. Okay, is it live or is it reruns? Pretty interesting. They stream on YouTube. That makes sense though. In the day and age that we live in, they the day and age we live in. Now, if you have any questions, y'all make sure to hit the hashtag Q so I can see it. I called it a Q&A, but wanting to pop on here, this like my daily video. When I'm at practice, I really don't have nothing else to do. I could listen to some music, probably could do a little bit of work, but this here is work too. I shot a course today on how I create my products, so y'all gonna really love that. I'm gonna put that course out. It probably be about $100, but the people who bought the the deck of cards gonna get added into the course free. So it's like you could pay $100 or you could pay $10. So I posted the link on the community page. So you got to go to my account, go to community page, and then scroll down. You'll see the link. And we'll go from there. All right, got our first question. Now, see, the more I do these, the more we're gonna run out of questions. So once we run out of questions and we ain't getting a lot of questions, then I'm gonna stop popping on here as much. How to deal with a man that won't stop coming back. I don't answer his calls or answer my door when he pops up. I was fed up with the lack of effort and disrespect, voiced my feelings over and over, refused to hear me. Well, with that kind of man right there, when he pop up, you're going to have to call the boys, meaning the police. You're going to have to call the police, because the thing about it is you will get into a new relationship and be falling in love, and he'll pop up, and that'll ruin everything you got going. It'll ruin everything you got going. So realize that there. Ivy, welcome. Of course, going to be covering, it's real simple, real straightforward, just showing you how I create my products that I be selling. My shirts and the deck of cards and all of that. How can long distance relationship work? I have known him since little. I'm in North Carolina. He's in New York. The way a long distance relationship will have to work will have to be daily communication and monthly in-person visits, or at least bi-monthly. When you can't do in person, and when you communicate, it needs to be FaceTime. You need to FaceTime or do WhatsApp video, and you need to be creative. So y'all need to put things in place, like once a week y'all do a handwritten letter. Hopefully he can read and write. If not, then okay, that's gonna be a little struggle. So maybe do a voice note letter. But when you long distance, you gotta be creative. So y'all set up a system where y'all do surprise gifts. Once a month he's sending you a little something. Y'all set a budget. It could be $25. Boom, you send him something, he send you something. Got to do it. Somebody dropped the ball, don't do it. That means the relationship is fizzling out. Somebody's not serious. Somebody not into it. Go on about your business. Go on about your business. Long distance is extremely hard to work because the way we are wired as humans, we like physical touch. We like being in person. We like, affection and all of those things. So that's what makes long distance very hard. So you got to be very persistent, consistent, creative, and all the way locked in. What are your thoughts on being in a relationship with a man who does it? The man who does, the man who have the same, who doesn't have the same faith or beliefs. I am a Christian. My boyfriend is Vietnamese/black and strong beliefs in Buddhism. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in mixing religions, just because your religion is your foundation. And you have to build on your foundation. So when you don't have the same foundation, it's hard to build. And there's core beliefs inside of a religion. So when you can't see eye to eye, you got to realize, when you mess around and you have a kid, he gonna want the kid to be Buddhist, you gonna want him to be Christian, and y'all gonna be at odds, and then the kid's gonna be confused. So it's not wise. But can it work? Yeah, if somebody compromise their religion. But if both of y'all are serious about y'all religion, it really ain't gonna really work. Thank you. I have a question. I have an LLC. How much eyelash glue should I buy? 50 containers is $130. Should I buy more? Sister, what kind of question is this? Nah, we over here answering relationship questions. You some lash glue. I don't know about no lash glue. Said you in the wrong. You show you in the right chat now. Lash glue. I do not have a clue. What I would say is start with the 50. It's $130. Start with your 50, and then go from there. Don't start with your 50. God bless you, sister. Got a lot of respect for me. Ask me about lash glue. I met a guy that's 17 years apart from me. I'm younger. He texts sparingly but claims to want to know me. Should I text him or just wait until he does? You need to cut your granddaddy's classmate off. Is what you need to do. You need that. That's your daddy classmate. You need to cut your daddy classmate off and go on about your business. And I'm gonna tell you right here, that man don't want to get to know you. That man don't want nothing to do with you but to waste your time. All he doing, all that old man is doing with you is tickling his fancy. He's stroking his ego. That's all he doing. I'm gonna tell you that now. Because and a man gonna text you sparingly. Hey there, girl. I'm trying. Oh, my mic ain't on. What's wrong with my mic, man? Oh, I turned my microphone access off from the Zoom. How I do that though? I mean, from the rain. Y'all forgive me. I was trying to holler at my wife. She was at the front door picking up packages. And I got my microphone turned off. Didn't get the holler at her. Let me see if she come back. Yeah, cut your daddy classmate off. Hubby started a business and wants me to support him by working on the business, but it's stressing me out because I already work full time. He is not working. I don't know how to stay sane and support him. Have 5 kids. Wow. Well, what you have to do is you got to sit down and you got to communicate. And you got to learn this your husband. So you have to learn how he hears. How that ought to be common sense for him, but I just asked my wife, can she help me in my business? Because she did for a while, but then life and all of this, you know, with the kids and stuff. But then I noticed that if she got to help somebody or she helping the school, she work hard, she don't get paid. I said, listen, I got a paycheck for you now. I'm gonna pay you. Need a little help. Need a little help now. And she jumped right on in there. But what you have to understand about a relationship is communication to a relationship is like oxygen to life. So what you got to do is you got to get there and you got to say to him, you got to say, listen, hey, I'm working full time and we have 5 kids. If I help in this business, I am going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind. And you got to tell him that. You got to tell him that. You got to be straight up with him. And if he don't seem to hear you, you got to break it down to him. Say, hey, I really want you to think about this. Think about if you're working 40 hours and if you got 5 kids and then you got to do work on top of that. Whereas you're not working. So you got 40 hours that you could give to your business. And honestly, you got another 30 or 40 if you want to put in OT on your business. That ought to be common sense, but I think he's trying to ask you to help because acts of service may be his love language. So, you could do a little something here and there, work, do a little something one day out the week just to make it look like you're doing something, and then fall off in a little bit, and he should be all right. Tony M. Candace, 39. Does a man who has a vasectomy have the same? I do not know, sister. You got to ask a doctor. I do not know because I don't have one of those. So I do not know. Can't give you medical advice on him. Why does men have a hard time listening to women? Men have a hard time listening to anybody and everybody. They have a hard time listening to men. We have a hard time listening to God. If we listen to anybody, we probably listen to women better than we listen to anybody else. So it may be the man you dealing with have a hard time listening to you because he don't respect you. Interracial dating seems to be the normal now. I'm still rooting for black love, but the black men keep painting the narrative of black women to be non-submissive. Uh Interracial dating is picking up. It's picking up. I saw a commercial the other day for some type of company, and they had the black lady and the white man. The black lady, she was a little meat on her bones. Probably, if let's say let's say if she was 5'6", she probably was about 180 to 190. And then the man looked like he was about 6'4", but looked kind of like a computer guy, like old software, a coding guy. So it was a kind of a interesting looking couple. It wasn't like they stepped out of magazine. It was a typical type of look of where your race may look down on you for whatever reason. So you go outside of your race where you feel accepted. And so that's picking up. And the non-submissive part, I really can't speak to it because I've only been with one woman since the age of 21. And to be honest with you, my wife got her own mind. She gonna do her own thing. If I'm not making her happy, she gonna be ready to make a move. Not making her happy, but if I ain't treating her right, she gonna be looking for her. She gonna be creating her exit strategy. But as far as like non-submissive, I don't really understand that because I I feel like it's a myth. To be honest with you, because unless it's just a man, but I've never been with a woman who, if I ask her to do something, she don't do it. So I'm just not really understanding what men meaning by that. Now a lot of women talk tough online. It's a lot of women talk tough online, but once you get that angling put on her, and once she start to fall in love, most women become putty in their man hand. They'll act like they mad, they don't like them, can't stand them, but go to the end of the earth for them. So I really don't understand the non-submissive thing. I think it's just these single men who not even in a relationship commenting on the bravado and the air in the chest that women speaking with online. But in a real relationship, I really don't see, to be honest with you, when I be out and about and in public, I see white women talking to their man like trash and talking all sharp. But see, as black men, you got to remember, black men, a lot of us off our rocker. A lot of us come from dysfunction. A lot of us come from a you. So a black woman really kind of understand that. A woman know that and know that things could get ugly fast. And so I never really see that what these guys talking about the non-submissive. Like I could ask my wife to do anything. Hey baby, can you ride to Georgia for me 8 hours and pick up this package? And she gonna be like, what? I can fly? I'm like, baby, I ain't got the money. Okay, all right, I'll go. I'm gonna stop by and see my friend though, cause she live up there. So I really don't understand what these guys talking about. And they'll say, oh, that's just your wife. But every black woman I know, that's with a man that's treating her right and doing her right bent over backwards for him. Look how many times grandma bailed out grandson or her son out of jail. Look how many times white women bailing out a man out of prison. And so when you really think about that thing, black women bent over backwards for a black man. So it's just kind of like a little fake narrative people create. We read that one. Somebody posted that twice. X insist on being friends and hanging out. Not been on my back 3 years. Is it ego? Yes, ego. And if he done had you on your bike before, he want to get your bike on your bike. But don't deal with it. Move on about your life now. Move on about your life. Do not deal with it. Move on about your life. Some y'all had a lot of crying faces in here. Too much y'all screaming. I can't remember what I said. That was funny. Okay, I don't remember telling now a joke. What y'all laughing at? Does it really matter how much a guy calls you? Like after a while, does less phone calls but still calls, but text daily and date once a week okay? Yeah, less phone calls is normal, but as long as he talking to you every day, if he ain't talking to you every day, then it matter. It matter. It matter. Been dating online for 1 year and 3 months. He's 25. I'm 31. Consistent. Plan to come to my country to meet me in September, but he doesn't want to address the difference in how we think. Says he's busy right now. Yeah, that ain't your man. That ain't your man. Hate to tell you that, sister. That ain't your man. For one, he 25. He don't know his left shoe from his right shoe. Man don't even start to become a man till 25. Two, he running from tough conversations. Not a man. Not relationship ready. Three, you 31. You 6 years older. Technically, to a man, you a cougar. Even though it ain't that big of an age difference, you still a cougar. Four, you a notch in the belt. It's intriguing to have a woman in another country because you really ain't got no woman. Because he could do anything he want to do. He could be living with another woman, and you wouldn't know it. He could be sleeping with a different woman every day, and you wouldn't know it. Long distance like that, especially when you done met online, just that ain't real. Especially when a man running from the tough conversation. Oh, y'all talk about daddy classmate. Good evening. I graduated from the life coach class in February 21. I have a lot of clients that don't believe in Christ. How to navigate them without mentioning Christ. I mean, you gotta, if they don't believe in Christ, then their situation shouldn't have nothing to do with Christ. So that should be easy, and you have to, and this is the thing, you could share a Bible scripture without saying it's from the Bible. You could teach a biblical principle without saying it's from the Bible. And then when they go and they activate, Holy Ghost, activate, like the lady said, when they go and they do what you said, and they come back and say, hey, when you said this right here, that worked. Where did you get that from? You make that up? Then that's an opportunity to witness. Actually, that's from the Bible. And I know you don't believe in Christ, but I just know it's some sound wisdom in there. So I just figured I'd throw it out there. Really? That's in the Bible? What else does the Bible say that's practical wisdom that I could use in my life? I'm curious. I don't have nothing against it. I just didn't know it really worked. See what I mean? So when you too saved, when you too earthly, heavenly minded to be any earthly good, then you can't really witness. You got to be able to witness through service and through love first. Then when a person know that you care and you're not judgmental, and then they see your peace and they see your consistency and they see everything about you, that's how people get to know Christ, not by us preaching at them. They get to know him by our actions and our heart. I went on dating apps and men were a mess, even Christian apps. But I met a guy on Hinge who's consistent with calls, and we have great combos. Advice on how to vet him. I am a single mom and abstinent for 4 years. Well, you met the guy. You ain't say how long it is. A consistent call. There is such a thing as love bombing now. So sometimes you can't really take consistent calls to be the end all be all, because it could be a man really getting to know you, really getting close to you to see what holes he can get, to see what voids you have. So the way you handle this when you meet somebody like this online, what you want to do is you want to talk to him every day, and you want to talk to him on FaceTime. Talk to him on FaceTime or WhatsApp video so you could see him, to make sure you're talking to a man and you're talking to who you think you're talking to. And then what you want to do is you want to talk for about 10 weeks. You might want to talk 10 weeks before trying to meet in person. And then when you meet in person, you want to meet in public. If he got a friend that could come, let him bring a friend and you bring a friend. If y'all ain't got that, then you meet in public, like downtown, at the bowling alley, at the restaurant. You drive, you drive, he drive, or y'all get there on y'all own. It may be best to take an Uber. So that way, even if he want to walk you to the car, he looking at somebody else tag number, not yours. And if he walking you or waiting on you to the Uber pick you up, then he 9 out of 10 times cannot follow you. No matter how well you think you know him, say, no, I'm going to take this Uber because of how we met. We met online. I just want to take things slowly. If he can't get with that, then okay, he could get left behind. So you got to be extra diligent. Now, people say, well, Tony, the same thing happen. You meet somebody in person. Yeah, you're right. So you could take the same precautions. But the thing about it is, what's different is when you meet somebody in person and a man got the confidence to walk up to you, you get to look him in the eyes straight off the rip and see his teeth, see his shoes, see his fingernails, see everything about him right off the rip. And he walked. Now he done already won half of the battle because he was bold enough and confident enough to come and approach you. A man who online, is so much he got to dispel. It's so many myths, so many red flags he got to get through to even show that he real. Logan, hey Tony, hope all is well. What's the best way to meet single women around my age? I'm 27 and I live in Las Vegas. Man, okay, Las Vegas, my wife was just out there with my sister for the little Usher concert. That was my sister's idea. She wanted my wife to go, so my wife ain't want to leave her hanging. Well, I'll tell you this: women are everywhere, and they don't mind where you approach them at. So a lot of women going to the gym, a lot of women going to the bookstore, a lot of women going to Starbucks, a lot of women walking around through the mall, at the job. It's so many single women that's so ready to meet their husband. At this point, they really about don't care if you send Morse code, if you throw a paper plane with your name and email and number and Instagram on it. At this point, they pretty much about don't care. So, uh-oh. Yeah. That was one of the other dads. invited me to do a run, but I got on my dunks tonight, and working. But he just could hop out there and run. I be out there about to cough up a lung, about to give up the go. So Logan, just get out there, and I'm gonna tell you, the number one thing, Logan, is just confidence. Just being confident enough. You ain't got to walk up with no line. Excuse me, man. Make sure you got on some nice shoes. Make sure your nails is cut. Make sure your face is shaved. Make sure your teeth brushed, and have you be looking nice. You ain't got to be in no suit or nothing. Excuse me, man. Just wanted to ask you. I saw you from across the way, and you're so beautiful. I was just wanting to know if you were single. Just keep it simple. Just keep it simple. And it's a yes or no question. She say no. Okay, God bless you. You're still beautiful. Walk on about your business. You see a woman 2 feet later, look like she could be your wife. Walk up to her, ask her, and just keep shooting your shot like Michael Jordan until you meet your wife. We need more men today to be approaching. We had answered that question already. If y'all just got on here. My ex came back into my life, but his words are not lining up with his actions. 1 second. Y'all forgive me. Text my wife real quick. My ex came back into my life, but his words are not lining up with his action. He had to stop him from asking. I asked him why he always asking for that, but he don't want to go on dates. Go on about your business, sister. Cut them all the way off. Cut them all the way off. Cut them all the way off. Single for 3 years now. Dated a little, but nothing serious. Now you know what I might do. I might not do no dating out, but I might do a little matchmaking site. Ain't got number 5 guys to put on there though. It'll be 5 men and 500 women. Might make me a little matchmaking site. Well, here go your pictures, where you live, what you do, and what you like, and then do the same for the guys. And I might start recruiting single men, put it on there, and then just do little matches. But take too much time. Got the tight shit. Single for 3 years now. Dated a little, but nothing serious. Not necessarily ready to be in a relationship though, but I would like to date again. Should I wait till I'm 100% ready to be in love? Not necessarily, because you may never be 100% ready. I'm not sure any of us are ever 100% ready. So maybe when you around 70, 80% ready. So if you around 70, 80, then that'll be good, because you can meet the man of your dreams and he help you get that other 20, 30%. So as long as you not at like under 50% or less on how ready you are, then you'll be good. But you got to have your guidelines. No dates inside houses and stuff like that. Anywhere that you could get laid down. What are your thoughts on dating a man who is in love with you, has great communication, attentiveness, but is not sure of his purpose and inconsistent with income? Is there hope for change? Yes, there is hope for change. There is hope for change. But you got to really evaluate the inconsistent with income Does it mean he's lazy? Is it because he's lazy? Is it because he's arrogant and he quit jobs? So you got to evaluate that part of his character, because he could not make a lot of money and not know his purpose, but have character and be in a place where he's going to build from there. So you got to understand that right there. Um, if he got good character and there's other reasons why he's inconsistent, then that's something different. Had a guy tell me yesterday that no man is waiting till marriage to sleep with a woman when they give it up for free. Is that too much to ask of a man in this day and age? It is a lot to ask of a man, but it's not a lot to ask of the man that is for you. A real man, honestly, still may try you, but a real man honestly want a woman that values her body, that knows who she is and where she is, and that grows from her past mistakes, that has learned from her past mistakes. So a lot of times men be like, "Oh, well, how you holding out and you got two kids?" It's like, I learned from my past mistakes, dummy. That's why I got two kids, because I done did the wrong thing with the wrong person, and that's why I got these kids. I done learned from that. So what you asking me to do is still be dumb. And so sometimes you got to break it down to a man like that, and you got to talk to him like that. You got to say that. A lot of times women beat around the bush with us, and it make us not respect you. But when you direct with a man and you straight up and you just speak your mind and you say what it is, we respect that. We don't respect it when you beat around the bush and you ain't speaking your mind. My boyfriend was being short with me over text. I told him, if you have something, tell, just say it. He said, okay. When I was over your house last, I felt the vibe I didn't feel right about. What can that mean? That mean that he felt something. That mean he could have felt you was lying. He could have felt you was cheating. He could have felt you talking to another guy. He could have felt you been listening to these videos and you acting a little different. So it could be any of that. Are men that didn't grow up with their mom or dad but trying to have a relationship with them now able to have a healthy relationship with a woman that leads to marriage? Anything is possible, but that does not mean it is probable. But anything is possible does not mean it is probable. He has a great job as a project manager and multiple streams of income, real estate investments. He's about 6 years older. Is he a red flag because he's on hands? Yes, he is a red flag because he online. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Every man that is online dating is a red flag. Every man that is online dating is a red flag. When I mess around and get me some money, I'm finna put these dating apps out of business. I'm gonna buy up billboards that say, do not trust men on dating apps. Because listen to me, nah. Y'all listen to me. Honestly ask yourself, as a woman, with all of these single women walking around out here, everywhere you go, for what reason does a man need a dating app? With all of these women and all of these single women, it feel like doggone 50 to 80% of women is single. what does a man need with a dating app? A man do not need dating apps. Women need dating apps. Men don't need dating apps. So it really shouldn't be no men on the dating app except for men who work like 80 hours a week, which also means he really ain't got time for no relationship. So listen, I don't trust men that's on a dating app because there's too many women walking around out here. How to keep hope alive when meeting guys / dating 6 months and they all bag out. All have stated that they have fear of taking on a household and failing. Is this normal for today's time? Now, that could be. That could be. It don't look like you running them off. It don't look like you running them off. Because I was going to see if it was you, but it don't look like you running them off. But now, we can't say for sure. We can't say for sure. It's typically something with the relationship, though. So it could be you putting too much on him. It could be he don't like your child or your children. It could be just a quirk in the personality. Y'all really don't hit it off like that. Because if a man is really into a woman and he start to love that woman, that's going to give him the motivation he needs to start that family. Can a life crisis, such as a house fire, make a man go ghost? Was consistent before losing resources? Is he too embarrassed to communicate? Yes, that definitely could do it because some men deal with their problems differently. And some men, may be like a dog when the dog getting ready to die, how it go all by itself, crawl in the corner. That's how some men are with their issues. They know that their energy gonna be bad. They may say something that's hurtful or rude, and so they'll pull back. Not every man knows how to deal with that. Shantae, God bless you. God bless you. Married man I work with started flirting with me out of nowhere. Been going through spiritual warfare heavy these last few weeks, having lustful thoughts. How do I stay the course? Got a little lust on you, huh? Let me look at you with my good eye. Let me see you up close. So you in there thinking about that old eggplant, huh? I see, I see. It's good to hear a woman say that, because this is what I be trying to tell y'all ladies. Y'all act like it just be men that be lusting. Just be men that be looking. But that right there, that is a setup right there from the devil. And all that is going to block your blessings. Because if you think about this man and you think about maybe talking to him, maybe dealing with him because you don't know if he, separated or marriage about to be on the brink, so what have you, you'll deal with him and then it'll cost you a connection with an actual single man that's at the job. So remember that. And then also you reap what you sow. So you could be lusting all you want to, but you mess around and you deal with that man, when you get married, same thing gonna happen to you. How should I respond to men putting me on such a high pedestal with calling me perfect? Men tell me often that they are not good enough for me or don't speak at all, just stare. It's discouraging. Well, y'all like to say that, don't you? Y'all like to say that. Y'all like to say that, but y'all be feeling, tell me how to deal with a man just sister, they lying to you. That's how you got to look at it. You got to look at it that they lying to you. Because let me tell you something. Ain't no man finna tell you that if it's true. So if he really feel that way, he don't want you to know it. He don't want you to know it because he don't want you sonning him. He don't want you looking down on him. So it's actually something else in that, that in that connection, that personality, and that right there y'all got going on, and he don't want to tell you that. But if he going about his business, because see, listen, don't no man walk away from no Rolls Royce for no Toyota. Ain't no man finna walk away from no Rolls Royce for no Toyota. Ain't no man finna walk away from no Lamborghini or no Ferrari for no Buick. You see what I'm telling you? So that's a line that men use when they feel it's something that just don't click with y'all. When they feel y'all ain't all the way there, then that's the line they'll use right there. They'll say that it's the old, it's me, not you. It's me, not you. So when you hear stuff like that, you can't let it go to your head, and you can't let it discourage you either. But men ain't walk away from prize. So it's just you haven't met the man for you. When you meet the man for you, who ready, and he for you, it could be you saving yourself, and so he don't want to tell you, oh, it's because you saving yourself. So he say, oh, it's because you perfect. I'm not on your level, which in the same time it mean you saving yourself, and I ain't ready to save myself. Both 26, been in a relationship 1.5 years. How to get the ring? You can't finesse a man out no ring, and you don't want to finesse him out no ring. The way to get the ring is to be the absolute best you could be. Be the best person you could be. And I'm going to tell you this right here. It's 1.5 years. You don't even want to rush no ring with no 26-year-old. A man ain't a man till 25. So to be honest with you, at about 28, that's when you need to be worrying about that ring with the way men built today. Situation with husband. I was fixing the pillow and he was losing it when I moved the pillow. He was hiding something under it. Saw a black packet, said move. Maybe CBD gummies. I don't know. Have bruises now. Now listen, sis, you can't be bringing this here to me on the line now. My son get to meet Governor DeSantis tomorrow. He done signed a bill that changes the school start times. 27-year-old white woman get her prison sentence for drug trafficking. Wow. Wow. So let me send this. Oh, what I'm about to do? Oh, okay. Well, one thing we realized is if those are gummies, they don't work. They sure don't work, because if he got crunk like that right there. So you definitely, since you probably gonna have to sit down with him and talk to him and let him know, like, hey, it ain't nothing in the world worth hiding on that level to where you got to do something like this right here. And you might want to get some coaching. And also, you got to look at this and just let them know, like, listen, anything like this right here ever happen again, we done for good. And even right now, you got to decide if you want to take you a little break, little 3 days, 7 day, 14-day break. Y'all already met in person and we drove separately. We're supposed to have dinner date over the weekend. We've only been talking about 3 weeks. Okay. Well, he ain't take you out, so should be all right. But I can't remember your question. Only my daughter just had a baby and she is concerned because her husband hasn't touched her for 5 months. But with her last pregnant, they were active all throughout up until out on. Well, tell you what that is. Angela. Angela. He done got into the OF, to the OnlyFans, or to the PH. And when you talking about pH balance, we're talking about hub. He done got into that and he got that handler. That old five finger curse. And so that's what he doing. He taking care of himself, or it could be another woman. We don't want to speculate though. But he getting that release somewhere. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Either that or he done stumbled into ED. Dysfunction. So it's either the ED or it's Angela. So that's one thing she got to realize what she may have to do. That's her husband. So when it's your husband, you could do a little digging. When it's your husband, you could go through that phone, go through that computer. You could do your little digging, but whatever she find, she got to first keep it to herself, and she need to bring it to you. Y'all need to talk about it, or she need to get in, have a coaching call and talk about it, and see what it is. Now, at the same time, if a man is really highly sexual, he may want to be intimate with his woman all throughout the pregnancy and all of that. But for most men, pregnancy is not cute. The weight that's put on, if it's scratch marks, it's a beautiful thing. But being that men are visual creatures, for a lot of men, it's not cute. For a lot of men, it's a turnoff that they can't, even though they child is being born. For a lot of men, don't know how to process it like that. They don't see it as that. They'll love their child now, but they don't like the body change. And that's a shame. It's hurtful. It's sad. But that does happen. And so sometimes it's also that, to where on the other side, maybe 6 weeks later or something like that, that may change, which is a sad thing. But that's also something that needs to be known, and it may need to be addressed. Can you explain what goes on a man's mind during the midlife crisis part of life? No, I can't, because I have not been there. Have not been there. So I have no clue what that feel like or what that is like. Really can't say that I've ever known a man or been around a man in a midlife crisis to up close and personal. So I'm really not sure. I could only speculate. And if I had to speculate, then I would say it's fear of not having lived enough, not having done enough, not having had enough, not having seen enough, because now he is closer to the grave than the birth canal. And so I believe the midlife crisis, a man starts to operate out of fear and anxiety and a scarcity of time. And that's why you see a lot of men in that midlife crisis want to get them a young woman to feel young again, want to get them a fast car to feel young again, want to do little different crazy stuff trying to feel young again. Because again, he closer to the grave than the birth canal. Wow, just happened a few minutes ago. What time it is over there? I know he has changed over the past few months. He said he wants a divorce. He jokes a lot when he says things. I don't know if I should take him seriously. Yeah, sister, you need coaching. That's a little too deep for here. You need coaching. You need coaching. Shantae wrote on here, I filed for divorce from my husband because I found out that he cheated on me with his ex-wife. Every now and then she pops up at my job and walks past me with a smirk on her face. How to handle this? If she pop on you at the job, do she work there? If not, I'll be calling the police on her. But if she worked there, then just smile back at her. Sometimes you got to kill them with kindness. You got to smile back at her. Smile back at her. Oh, you hadn't paid to ask the question, and your question was next. Don't call Google line talking about that was fraud. No, no. New member. God bless you. Freedom. Glad to have you. London. God bless you. Take Green. How can women prevent being desperate for marriage this day and age? My mom is freaking out about me at 27, yet I refuse to be desperate again. I don't know why your mama tripping. It's you 27. I mean, you got a whole life ahead of you. So it's like when I would say a woman who want to be married ought to start really being concerned is 46. But before 46, maybe 36, start to kind of get some consultation and get some insight. 27, you still a baby. You may want to go to the doctor, check on, just check on your body, check on your eggs, see what the doctor say about how long he think you'll be able to, give birth if that's in your story. And other than that, don't rush it. Because I'm gonna tell you, we are we a handful. Relationships are not easy. Men are a handful, women are a handful. 10 years in a relationship, living together is a lifetime. So you got to realize if you want to live, if you want this thing to be until death do us part, don't rush it. Do not rush it. Let it happen when it happen. And the way it's going to happen faster or the way it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen is when you all the way ready. When you got them three B's in order. What does it mean if someone says, I don't have the capacity to love you the way you need? It could mean just that. It could mean that he's been hurt, he got cheated on, or he got left. It could also mean that you close but no cigar, meaning that you almost what he looking for, but not all the way there. You're not all the way the woman he looking for. And instead of saying that, he says that. So understand that right there. Men don't walk away from a woman that he feels is his wife. He will slow her down, hold her down, back her down, trip her up. A man will be a hindrance to you before he let you go if he feel you his wife. When a man tell you he's not ready, he's not the one, it really means y'all just are not a fit. How can I control my emotions while talking to someone you really like? You don't have to control your emotions. I mean, you really like them, but I mean, what exactly are you going to do? You see what I mean? It's like you might laugh a little more, you might be a little giddy, but that's a good thing. That lets the man know that you really like him. The thing is to be real. So you might laugh at everything he say. That's gonna make him feel good. That's gonna flatter him. That's gonna make him like you more. Now, if you want to jump up and down, hey, how did you? Great to see you. Then you want to control yourself if that's what you want to do. But if you just want to smile and laugh and be a little giddy, that's good. That's good. Sometimes I be wondering what's wrong with my wife. We be in the room, we be talking, and she be talking. And I be like, man, do this woman really love me like this, or she just talking like this? Hey, y'all see Jermaine confirm what I said now. Why does an ex come back in my life when he's at his lowest and then push me away when asking for communication? He just unsure. He just unsure about his life. Just unsure about his life. Hmm. But y'all bringing me everything. Well, this y'all got me on here like the old wise sage. I'm gonna answer the question about the neighbor cutting across lawns. So what you want to do here when the neighbor is crossing the lawn? What kind of come on now, Lynn? What kind of question is this out my scope? Cause me personally, don't ask me that kind of question. Cause me personally, hey, woo, neighbor finna have a problem. Listen to me. Listen to me. Now, what you could do if I was you, I put my little sign out there. Do not walk on grass. Just sit it out there for a little bit. See what they do. Do not walk on the grass. Blanca told you the same thing. And then Iris, fence ain't cheap now. Now this here nasty now. That nasty, that woman doing you like that. Doing you like that. Why did he beg to take me out on a date? And then after he's off, and then after he's off and on. Well, he got on that date and seen and heard what he need to hear, and then met him somebody else who he trying to see and hear what he need to hear. That's all it is. Just things, feelings change. Accept it for what it is and move on about your life. Move on with your life. What might explain a 26-year-old practice squad player leading men's Bible study 2 years and prayer call, but terrible in relationships? Lasts only 2 to 4 months. Well, everybody struggles somewhere. But what that sounds like is the type of guy who he wants to look like the catch. He wants to look like a good catch and a good man, and he's more caught up with the image than actually living it out. And a lot of us struggle in that way because I could be terrible in relationships as well. And a lot of times that's the case with men. We good out front and we not good behind closed doors. And so he's probably also feeling like God's gift to women. So he's very, very picky. I remember meeting a NFL player who was 25 and he was a virgin, and he was waiting on he was wanting to meet his wife, and he was so picky Because he said, man, I done saved myself. I am only settling for a 10. I was like, wow. I think he ended up marrying a lawyer. Brown skin, naturally pretty lawyer. I think is who he ended up settling down with. How can women prevent being desperate for marriage in this day and age? We answered that one. If you're able to, can you make a video about how you navigated the initial stages of starting your businesses and not being discouraged, especially if when you had to leave family and friends behind, etc.? Yeah, I could do that, but it probably be in the Blessed Business Tribe. So if you're in the Blessed Business Tribe, you'll be able to see that video. If not, you'll have to upgrade from the Blessed Tribe to the Blessed Business Tribe. Unless it just happened to be public, for everybody. But being that this is not a business page, business videos do not do well, and it mess up my page. So I have to post them for the Blessed Business Tribe. How to stay encouraged when waiting for your kingdom spouse, especially when you're getting offers that you know are just counterfeits. My exes keep popping up, but my future husband still MIA. Keep going. Don't deal with the exes. And the more men you have to meet, the more men you got to meet to get to your husband, the better. Because that lets you know when you finally meet him, it was worth the wait. What is your take on a single woman dating a man with a child? It's a personal choice for the woman on if that's what you want for your life. Do you want to be a bonus mom? Do you want to have to deal with any kind of issues he may have with his child's mother? Do you want your husband to be the father of your first child and for that to be his first child so that you know the child get, pure and full love? So it's a personal choice. It's nothing deep about it because, if you asking that question, that let me know you not worried about trying to do nothing negative or hurt, the child. It's different if you were a single woman with a child and you asking about how to deal with men, then it'll be more so about protection. Is it a red flag if a man has a history of short relationships, 1 to 2 years? No, because that's very normal. Very normal. Very normal. What does a man mean when he says you have what he desires, but you just need one more test that you need to run? If a man tell you to your face he testing you, mm-mm. That's dangerous. That's a red flag though. He gonna treat you like crap. A man who's serious about you will never tell you he gonna test you. We met through a friend and he begged to take me out. After the date, he's off and on, but always asking my friend about me. Wow. Just to have something to talk about. Just have something to talk about. We ain't got no moderators in here tonight. If they took off, they must have got mad with me last night talking about these men out here looking. I am 24 and working on my 3 Bs. Do you have any tips on encouraging yourself when you see people your age achieving relationship and financial milestones, but you are not just there yet? You might need to get coaching. They might have a mentor. They might have a coach, and they're not doing it alone. They may have a team of help. So you can't ever compare. And you also can't really believe nothing you see. So if you don't live with them to see their relationship, and if you don't have access to their bank account, believe nothing that you see. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. It's all a mirage. Cursed me out when I told him I don't talk to guys who then asked me on a date what to do. Go on about your business. Block his number. Go on about your business. Ain't nothing to do. Ain't nothing to do. God bless you, Denisha. God bless you. Welcome to the Blessed Tribe. Rose, welcome to the Blessed Tribe. Can you do videos on marriages? Not really. I do have some on marriage. I have a marriage series. You got to click on my playlist, go to marriage series, but 70 to 90% of my audience is single. So, and I got a course for married couples on Tony Gaskins Academy, but I really got to more so speak to who out here listening. And so every now and then I probably have met 10 married people on this channel. So I can't really make or have limited time. So I can't really give it to less than 1% of my audience. But you can sign up for one-on-one session when you hear me announce that. How do you upgrade to the business tribe? So when you go to the video, under the lower right hand side, you're going to see where it says see perks. When you click on see perks, if they still got it set up like that, you click on see perks, it's going to bring up your perks for the Blessed Tribe. But then right up under that, you're going to see it say $9.99 or $11.99 or $12.99, depending on where you're looking at it from. So you might want to go to Google, go to YouTube on your computer, on like the Chrome browser, and sign up from there. If you sign up from the app on Apple, it's going to charge you more because Apple take 30%. Tony, I have been out of a 6 years and have taken the time to heal and now ready to date. How do I answer the question when men ask why my last relationship ended without having them in my business? Just say we weren't a fit. We just weren't meant for each other, and we came to a point where we say, hey, it was nice. It was a nice run, but we're not meant to be, and we decided to mutually part ways. So you can always answer a question without giving away all your business. Tessa, God bless you. Want to take a year to solely focus on my 3 B's and not date. What to say to men when approached? You should tell them that you are taken. Say, hey, I'm taken. Because when you say taken, it lets a man know that you have representation. If a man does not know you have representation, he may try to put hands on you. He may try to stalk you. He may try to do something to you. So tell him you taken. And technically you are taken. You taken by your goals. You taken by your dreams. You taken by your work. You taken by your focus. So you are taken. And that's what you got to tell these men today because of the fragile egos. So because of the fragile egos, you can't do like we would do in the days of old when you could just, tell a man that you're not interested and he say, okay, well, God bless you. Hope you meet the one. Today, because of the fragile egos and because of the grown boy epidemic, you can't really be real with these guys today. Y'all forgive me, I'm out here looking for my son. See if I can see him out here. So understand that right there. See where my son at. Son, them still practicing. Why don't we see men asking these questions? Because men learn in the dark. Women learn in the light. Men will sit back and watch and observe and listen. So out of the 700 people we have on here, it could be 200 men watching this. But men, we don't show our hand. We wear a poker face. We don't show our hand and all of that. It's 9 o'clock. Hey, so God bless y'all. Trisha was just saying, show coming on. The show is on. The show that I'm on, it's on MTV. I don't want to be competing with, even though ain't nothing but 700 people on here. 700 people could be over there on MTV. So my little show on, and I think I'm on there tonight. Doing a little session, leading a session. Now y'all got to remember, I'm not the producer. This ain't my show. I don't write the episodes or nothing like that. I'm just a host. I'm just a co-host on there. So don't y'all put nothing on me now. God bless y'all. Again, it's on MTV. So 700 of y'all, if you got MTV, somebody said stream on here on YouTube. I don't know if that's true or not, but it may be under YouTube, Couples Retreat, MTV Couples Retreat. God bless y'all, and we'll talk soon.